Happy new week. How are we doing? Wow, what a weekend we had. What a close to the week last week. I mean, what a close and what a weekend we had. In total, if you noticed, over the on Friday, gold had a really strong close, and that has been because of the geopolitical climate and what's going on. Basically, the US has landed in Venezuela, and they've even closed the airspace over Venezuela. And speaking of Venezuela, Venezuela is an oil producing country. We'll get to that, but first, what does this mean for gold? The thing we know is in time of turmoil or tumultuous time, people usually go to safe haven. Gold historically has always been that guy that you go to, right, when you have this sort of uh, geopolitical instability, right? So you go to gold, and a lot of investors go to gold. What else boosted gold? Last week we spoke about the Federal Reserve and how this month they might have a rate cut and how they're leaning towards a rate cut. So investors are looking at that and looking, okay, a rate cut is about to happen. There is rising tension. I think I'm gonna go to gold, right? So that's why we saw gold have that push up, and I still expect further longs on gold. But first, let's get to Euro USD, guys. Euro USD last week, quite last week we had some bullish momentum. Honestly, this this has been quite choppy from here. If you look at this, right, so we had this push down, right, and then we had a retracement, we had another push, we had another retracement, we had another push. Now we've retraced. We're hoping that we're going to break the structure. We didn't. You can see now we're just internally. So for me at the moment, because of what's going on with dollar, what's going on with America at the moment, I'm not looking for those longs at the moment. For those dollar longs, I'm looking for Euro USD longs. And if you were here last week, we spoke about looking for those longs above this high, right? So here we have here as our sell before the buy, right? As our sell before the buy up. So now we built some liquidity here. You want this push, this nice 4 hour candle close looking good. And if we come back into here, take out these lows, and then see that change of character, we could start pushing up from there. Or we just keep on pushing up from here this way. Still watching it as we still have these open areas of liquidity that we're still eyeing, and I expect further downward momentum on the dollar. Why do I expect further downward momentum on the dollar? I already said that earlier. And if we look at this as market structure, you can see we failed to break the high, right? We swept the high, and now we're coming for these lows. I don't see any nice, as we've been talking about, I don't see any nice area of demand here to stop us or to push the market up higher. So for me personally, I'm just looking for those shorts at the moment until the bias changes or until we see something different. That's what I would be looking for. Um, and how do I hope to get in? If I see a nice position, you can see we have here as our monthly open, right? We took our liquidity to our left. Now we've pushed out of it. Now, if we push back into it, change our character, then we could start looking for those further shorts, right? So a push up, maybe a swap of the highs, then you can look for those further shorts into the downside. GU, very similar. I'm not quite interested in trading GU at the moment. Why? Because GU is pound is still very bearish, right? I don't want to be hedging a weak currency against a weak currency, pound against the dollar. No, I'm not interested in that because of the nature of the pound. but it is looking quite beautiful for some longs. And if you are interested in this, you wait for what we discussed. You wait for a liquidity grab of the low, then you wait for a change of character. Then you can find that entry, perhaps target this weekly open or this zero point 0.5 fib level, or we still even have this quarterly open. I must admit, we have area of liquidity, descending highs, just resting right here. So quite beautiful to see. Let's see how we react once we get back into this area, and then perhaps we get that change of character from there and we can push up. If towards the maybe towards the end of the week we get some nice news on pound, because it is due for some good news, then we could start looking for those longs. But for now, I'm not really interested in the pound because it is fundamentally weak. With NU more interesting for me. Why is that? Because of the New Zealand policy, right? They plan to increase interest rates, and you understand, and spend less, and this is good for the currency, right? This is good for the currency in general. So I expect higher prices on New Zealand and even Aussie also, which we'll get to. I expect it on Kiwi, I expect it on Aussie also. So what are we waiting for? Guys, look at this. We have this push up right here, liquidity grab, and then we pushed up from there. So we have here as our demand level now, which grab that liquidity to our left, as you can see. So from here, we could start pushing up. Or we could see a deeper retracement, maybe into here or into here. Guys, there's no need to rush, right? You just be patient, just wait, and let's see what wants to happen. See, we still have a ways to go, right? We still have this quarterly open to target, this descending highs, right, to target. So you don't have to rush to be the first in, and don't think it's gonna leave you behind. If it goes, it goes. But if it comes back, you take it. So we wait for that retracement, and then we could find some entries, maybe here or maybe even here. I would like deeper though. That's what she said. So that wasn't professional. I'm sorry, guys, but yes. So for AU, guys, as we've been discussing, we can see, this is clear to see, this is a ranging market, right? We came into the low, took out all of this, and I was telling you, okay, you could either put your buy stop here and then just take it up as market comes in, put your stop beneath here, and then you could have been at a 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 1 to 2%, right? Or look at here, we have this nice area of demand formed, grab liquidity to our left, and then from there maybe we could start pushing up again and further momentum. But although I would like lower prices, that would be nice to see, because it would just give me a ways to enter because I've been looking for a ways to enter. This was the entry, I missed it right here, and then since then it's just been pushing up and pushing up and pushing up. So with USD CHF, guys, this has been moving quite sideways. I wish it was doing better, but that's where we are. I still expect it to keep on going downward. I expect downward momentum on this, as this is now our supply zone. We right, if you look at here now, we have this as our buy up before the sell down. We haven't broken this structure. I would like to see this logo, and maybe from there we could see some bullish momentum come into the market, grab some liquidity above the highs, and then from there we start selling. But I like this area of supply for pushing the market down lower. It's quite beautiful. Just keep an eye out for that, as it is moving sideways at the moment. And if you're looking to trade anything this week, gold should be your number one option. Why do I have to explain? Well, first of all, uh we're in a bullish market on gold. As you can see, we've been making higher highs and higher lows, and that's all you want to know. And now that we've set that precedent, what is going on? We talked about the global economic situation and the geopolitical condition around gold and why it's pushing up. So for us, this has got to be on our radar. You don't want this not to be on your radar. Keep an eye out for gold. How do we get in? First of all, you want, as we always wait for, you want liquidation. Where do we want liquidation? Beneath the lows. We want market to come down to this area. Maybe we can get some entry from here. From here, we have a nice demand area here. So you want liquidation, you want a change of character, and then from there you can start buying again. So don't buy here, please. Just wait, be patient, and then we can find those buys. But for gold, all you just want to do is buys. If you're still in that trade from here, I still have my position open. I added more here. So congratulations, and keep it going. Diamond hands, guys. Diamond hands. Hold it. Uh, for USD card, guys. Okay, you can see we failed to. Yes, our impulsive phase started, but we failed to make new highs on that impulsive phase. As now we're back sweeping the lows. Keep an eye out for this. Let's see how we can manage this week. If we start to see some strong bearish momentum on the dollar, then perhaps we just cut our losses and let this trade go. For now, it's looking, honestly, it's looking sideways. It's not looking as bullish as it once was. So let's be calm, and that's because we didn't break this high, this low. We're still in the bullish phase, guys. Don't get me wrong, right? You can see these are swing low, these are swing high, right? And the thing is, now we didn't break the high, now we're just retracing. So all of this is just internal, so we can grab a lot of internal liquidity to our left, and maybe from there we start to push up, and that would be nice to see on USD card. I hope that happens. That would be perfect. On USD JPY, guys, I'm still looking for lower prices on this for now, although I would still stay away because it's not my favorite pair to trade at the moment, as I would be trading counter trend. I don't mind, but it's just the price action isn't giving me something too concrete to get in. But if you want to get in a retracement trade, you want a liquidation of this highs, of this high or this high, then a change of character, then you can find that entry. Okay. For now, because I still expect some higher prices on the Japanese yen. It is fundamentally weak and it is bearish, but also historically we've had the Bank of Japan step in and start buying the yen, right? And that might happen again. When it will happen, nobody knows. So keep an eye out for that. I don't bother myself with those things because you can never know about it. So that's why once you see signals that it's about to happen, you act accordingly. We don't predict, we just follow. Okay. And then because of the situation in Venezuela, guys, oil might see some bullish momentum, guys. Oil might start to see some bullish momentum. And why is that? Because if for now, like, we have, the US hasn't started any strike or anything, it's still talk. But if strike starts and they start shooting, and you know, and because now they've closed off the airspace on Venezuela, so they might not be able to export oil, and that might drive up the prices of oil. So I'm keeping an eye out for oil. I want to see maybe a breakout. I want to see a breakout of this descending channel right here. Then a breakout of this descending channel would signify that, okay, perhaps we're ready to head up higher, and I would look for those longs. Okay, guys, I wish you a wonderful trading day. I'll speak to you soon.